Hey, it's Huck. And this has got to be the most surreal experience any of us have ever been through. I'm fortunate enough to live in Ohio where they took some pretty big proactive steps relatively early in all of this. So, right now, in the county in which I live, Trumbull County, Ohio, right on the PA border, if you will, we've got only two confirmed cases. Now, the truth is, there's probably a lot of other people that have been infected with this, but that number two is held steady now for about 3 or 4 days. Altogether in Ohio, I think there's just over 100 cases, maybe 119 cases confirmed. The truth is, there are probably, I don't know, 100,000 people, 200,000 people here in Ohio that have contracted the disease. You're not going to feel symptoms until probably maybe 5 or 6 days after you've actually come in contact with it and have got it yourself. And for a number of people, you're not going to really even feel symptoms. Most people are going to have a really bad case of the flu, and about 15 or 20% of you, young or old, are going to have some very severe issues and probably have to be hospitalized. So this is no joke. And most people have finally gotten to the point where they realize that. I can't take a chance on going out again. I was out, Monday was the last day I went out. I took the chance. I wore a mask. I fortunately had some. And I picked up my friend Dustin. That'll probably be the last time, we're going to get together for quite some time. And we did our last minute shopping. I got, about $88 worth of dog food and, some extra food. I stopped at my vet's and picked up a month's supply of medications my dog will need. So I'm good for about a month now outside of maybe bread or milk, which I can probably get with, driving through a drive-through or something. I've got to be very careful. I don't have any plans on literally leaving my house or my yard, in the foreseeable future. And but you know what? It's all right. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be able to take care of myself. I loaded up on stamps. I've got probably 3 months worth of stamps so that as my bills come in, I'm able to, what I can't pay online or I can't pay over the phone, I can mail them out. I ordered my absentee ballot to vote here since they've extended our primary here in Ohio. So, I am going to use common sense. I'm not going to put myself at risk. As hard as that is, it's hard to be, locked up, and I can imagine how it is for you. But I love you, and I want you to stay well. Don't take unnecessary risks. If you are younger and you think that you can, practice safe distancing, stay 6 feet away from anybody else, then try to think of other people that might be in my condition. There's probably someone in your family, someone in your neighborhood, someone that you work with who's really scared right now and wondering where they're going to get, their next gallon of milk or their next loaf of bread, or they're afraid to go down to the pharmacy maybe and get their medications that they need for the month. If you know someone like that, if you think you might know someone like that in your neighborhood or in your extended family, give them a call. See if there's something that you can do for them. If you have a serious, condition, a chronic condition of your own, then don't be foolish. Take every precaution. Don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary. And we will get through this. I promise you, we will. But we've got to use common sense. We've got to use our heads. I'm going to try to post a video about every week or sooner, maybe every 5 days, 4 days, because I want you to know that I'm okay. And I really want to hear from you. I want to see your comments. Now, I know through all of this last few years, I've been very fortunate. I've been able to get some steady dose of help. And I've told you repeatedly how much I appreciate it. I don't know how long that's going to continue or if it can continue, especially under the current circumstances. There's a whole lot of people out there that aren't able to work, and they don't know when their next paycheck is coming. The government may or may not end up helping out in some small way, and that's good. Let's hope that they can and do. But in the meantime, there are probably people wondering how they're going to make their next house payment or their next utility payment. I think, for the time being, until this thing is over, there should be strong consideration given to to basically suspend those type of payments and and backlog them, so that if you have to go 4 or 5 months without making a payment on your rent or your mortgage or your utility payments, you make it up on the back end somehow, or add a percentage of it to your monthly bill, once everybody's back to work or whatever. But at any rate, I'm going to, I'm a little worried that the government's going to be shelling out a lot of money in emergency aid, and money that they don't have, and where's that money going to come from? Because of all these tax breaks and everything that were given before. And, I'm not really excited to see them do something like suspend payroll taxes. I don't think that's the answer. People that are on, Medicare or Social Security are not going to want to wake up a few months from now finding out that, that there's no money in the kitty to pay their benefits. So whatever they do, I think they're going to have to figure out ways around that. I think the first thing they probably ought to do is suspend these tax cuts, but that's not likely to happen. Anyway, I've ranted too long. I want you to know that I'm going to be okay, and I'm hunkered down here with my dog. It does get a little lonely, so pick up the phone and call somebody if you've got an Apple phone, which I don't. FaceTime somebody and or Skype somebody if you have a computer or whatever. I don't have those options, but I do have a phone, and I'm going to call a couple of people. It's hard because I just lost my brother, and we didn't even have a funeral or a get together, and I know my sister-in-law and her daughter, my niece. This has got to be really hard on them. My sister-in-law, by the way, has still got to work. She works midnight turn at a nursing home. And so, of course, she's on the front line here of trying to guard against this thing and all of the, the older folks that she cares for. So, all of my, all of my best wishes to all of you out there who are still doing your jobs, whether you're working in a grocery store or a drive-through or a pharmacy or a nursing home or a hospital or a call center or wherever it is that you're still employed. But be careful. Practice, safe distancing. Keep 6 feet away from everybody as best you can. And, and don't hoard things. Get what you need. Get what you have to get. But leave some for the next person too. Use common sense. We're all in this together, and we will get through it. I love you all, and just take care of yourself, okay? I'll see you again here in about a week, okay? All right. Take care.